And good evening, everybody. Welcome to a special Champions League presentation. As always, I'm Dan Tarteg-Leon, also known as D Tarteg1. Joining me tonight from his snowed-in basement is Mr. Garrett Larson himself. How you doing tonight, sir?
Um, Digging out slowly but surely. We got a whole bunch of snow that closed schools for a couple days this week and just kind of made me remember that I live in Minnesota. So
See,
doing good otherwise.
yeah, we don't have snow yet here. I know they're calling for it very soon. I'm not looking forward to it. It's supposed to occur starting Sunday night out here, so I'm just glad I have one more week before I have to go back to the grindstone.
Yeah, that was I actually told my boss I was a little peeved this week. I was working from home because the snow was bad. And so like my wife and kids were off because the schools were closed. And I had to be a good employee and go to work and go to my meetings that I had instead of, you know, skipping all that with them and sitting on
Yeah,
the couch drinking, watching Law and Order. So I missed 2 days of that I could have gotten off work if it was back in the, yep, we still drive everywhere
yeah.
type thing. But it's like, well, I'm just walking upstairs to my office. I can probably swing that even with the snow.
I would hope so. So tonight we have the semifinals for Matt Harrison-Trainor versus Connor Britton. This is their second match of the top eight. It is a one-game winner-take-all scenario with MHT picking the sides that they're both going to be playing. From what I've heard, Matt decided on light side, and Connor is going to be dark side. What are your thought processes with this matchup?
I mean, it's a one game winner take all. So Matt clearly picked the side he was more confident he could win with.
Mm-hmm.
Like differential doesn't matter. It's just it's winning you're in.
Yes.
So he picked the side and the deck he thinks is better able to win any matchup he sees.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a pretty good track record. So
I would
I'm
think so.
assuming he'll be good, good to knock it out. That's going to be what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting.
And
I'm
then,
looking forward to
oh, go
watching
ahead.
high level play.
I agree. And then later on tonight at 10:30 Eastern, 7 Pacific, uh, the second match of the semifinals will be going on. That's going to be Chris Kelly versus Joe Olson. I don't, and they were supposed to play a little bit ago. Joe came down with some illness. I don't know what the situation was. It sounds like he's better now, so they're going to be playing. And originally, Chris was going to be playing on Dark Side, and Joe was going to be Light Side. So both the higher seeds picked Dark Side for their matches. What do you got on that?
I mean, I think dark is potentially a little bit stronger right now. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, light lost a lot of their strongest cards on
Yes.
the fleek set. You lose BB-8, you lose Rose, Yoda Muning, you lose the full immunity. Like there's a lot of little things that just make dark a I don't know that I want to say stronger, but a more probably feels a little more viable.
Mm-hmm.
But
And that
like light side, we haven't figured out the meta yet.
that's a good point. I know Chris likes to play. He's been playing Thrawn. He said that he's going to ride the new Thrawn objective into the finals. So I don't know if he's going to play Thrawn, but I mean, he could
I
be
mean,
playing
I
mind games with Joe. But thankfully, Joe is one of those players who can play almost anything.
Yeah, I don't think Joe is going to be particularly burdened by the matchup, but like I think Joe knows Thrawn is in Chris's wheelhouse, but there's a lot of other matchups that are
Hmm.
in both of their wheelhouses. So it's, for Joe, it's more of just a plan for, all right, what am I going to face if he plays Thrawn? What's my plan and what's my plan going forward? So I think they'll both. Uh, I'm really looking forward to seeing where this new meta goes.
Agreed.
Just watching the new decks, seeing what's going on. It's it's fun, and it'll be fun to see where this goes in San Diego in a few weeks.
Hmm.
That's
Yes. I was going to say, speaking of which, the San Diego Grand Prix, if you're interested in going to San Diego, it's still out there. It is in uh, 13 days. So on the 21st is the day one. It is a 6-game day one. Day two is 4 games on Sunday. The players will be able to switch their decks, so that's kind of interesting. I like that. And then it's going to go right into the finals. So again, if you're interested in going to San Diego, make sure you sign up for it and check out the forums. Just a quick side note: that game, Chris Kelly versus Joe Olson, is going to be on the Jared Napolitano channel. Jared and Robbie Hendon will be covering that one. Like I said, we have 2 games going on almost the exact same time. So we'll be getting ready into it. And it looks like the game is up. So let's go ahead and get into it. Matt Harrison-Trainor, runner-up at Worlds versus Connor Britton. So we have ROPS and QMC. And I'm sorry. Earlier I said that Matt had picked Dark Side. He decided to go with Light Side. I'm sorry about that. That's my fault. But ROPS versus QMC. What do you think?
interesting. I'm QMC with the ability to ignore Rops's -1 to drains
Mm-hmm.
was always traditionally pretty good. Oh, and computer interface QMC, no less.
I kind of
Um,
like that. Uh, you get the second sight. It gets you another point. Like it gets you right out like really quick. You don't have to worry about pulling it, and you're able to flip. At least it seems like it's a little bit faster. But I think this
yeah,
matchup in particular is going to really depend on who wins the Bestman system.
yeah. Space is going to be this matchup will be all about Bespin,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever can take and hold Bespin is going to take this match because it actually wouldn't shock me if Bespin's the only battleground on table
I agree.
as far as systems go. I don't think you want to put out Uradu necessarily because you just don't want to give you if you can take
Mm-hmm.
Bespin, you need QMC to pay for their drains.
Yeah. Okay,
You
so
know,
Connor went ahead and pulled 3 admirals that turn. He pulled Admiral Piet, Admiral Ozzel, and Grand Admiral Thrawn V. He pulled the Grand Admiral Thrawn V with an Imperial command. So here we go. I think if you're like, and Matt, I don't necessarily think he wants to go down to Ralatier. So I think Connor, I think if he flips early, it's really good for him.
I don't think Matt's got any interest at all in going to routes here.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Connor does something to increase the route tier drains.
Mm-hmm.
I think QMC is perfectly happy saying, I'll take all my sites with either Pookie or Watering Hole and celebrating and just fine. You can drain for 3 or 4 and I'll drain for 3 or 4 and retrieve 3 or 4. And that game doesn't end well for Ralops.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ralops is going to need to be able to cancel celebration a couple times.
Yes.
And they need to take Bespin. So he's got the
He had
get the San
yeah.
start so he can go get the shuttle And
Okay, so he is playing the moment of
he is going to
fire.
go with
Yeah,
Iridu.
he's going to go Iriadu. Now, notice that he pulled one of the sights with the objective, and then he had the two other ones in his hand early on. So, if you think about this, though, he had an Imperial Command and two sights in his opening hand. I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing. I mean, getting the sights out early and quick like that is really good. But then
Yeah.
again, now you're giving Matt more icons to work with.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to be giving up those icons anyways. And honestly, like, that's one of the things QMC can struggle with a little bit is just activation.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you're at best giving him the icons one turn early.
Yes.
It's not ideal, but at the same time, now, Connor's going to be activating 15 or 16 next turn, depending on what all Matt puts out in terms of sites.
True.
And that puts him in a position, especially with those sites, to flip turn two.
And Matt went
Like
ahead
he's got a
and
bunch of power.
sorry. I was going to say Matt went ahead and used the belt in his eye combo, so he did get the Overseer with Harksef. So, I mean, Matt's going to have +2 activation with Harksef now.
Yeah, he was going to have that anyways, though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that didn't. Nothing Connor changed did that. I think Connor's hand early is going to be real interesting to see if he got the space to just try and go after right away and
Yeah,
force him to have that evasion.
if he's got an Emperor in hand, it could be really good for him.
Yep.
Because he could pull a shuttle with the San. He's hoping to hit the Emperor shuttle, obviously.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah. And he's activating 15 force. Yeah. I mean, if he's got the Emperor in hand, Emperor plus Thrawn on that shuttle
it's pretty good.
is
He's also got Ozzel too.
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a good sequence of events for Matt. He went ahead and got the Overseer with Harksef. First, he deployed Maz Kanata to the West Gallery, and he also got Yoxkit to the Upper Plaza Corridor. Using Maz, he went and got Dash Rendar V. Dash is a really good card, and I like him in this deck. So,
Yeah. Oh, Dash is great, especially if you get him up in space and combo him with Yoda,
mm-hmm.
where you're already holding your opponent to one, and then, if they come down with most of the things that add battle destiny, you're like, all right, well, not only am I limiting you to one, I'm going to pull away from that
Mm-hmm.
as well. And he's a smuggler for wild card. Like Dash is a really good card to have in there. It's really a matter of just who gets their space going quicker and
Mm-hmm.
more resiliently.
And the other thing is, Matt can easily just abandon space here if he really wants to. I don't know if that's the best play.
Drop the docking bay and
Drop
just
the docking
land and
bay, land the shuttle, move Harksep over. I don't know if that's necessarily the best play right here. It really just depends on what he has in his hand. If he can get a card, alternatives to fighting would be really strong. Barrier is good, but there are counters for it.
yeah.
Okay, so he
It,
did
it
take.
would be it'll be interesting because I think if he doesn't have an answer in space, he's going to have to land
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Park this turn just because you can't take that risk. But if he's got any sort of answers, or especially the ability to rebeat,
Mm-hmm.
like if Connor goes to space, he's probably not flipping on turn two.
Yeah, I could see it. He does have Ozzel in his hand, and Ozzel does come down for free, but I think you really want to use
Yeah.
Ozzel up in space.
But and he's only got 7 cards.
True.
So if we go, all right, so we know he's got Thrawn and Ozzel. If we give him the Emperor, then he's got 4 other cards total
Yes.
to flip and flip with enough to avoid taking potential pain if Matt comes at him at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think Matt will, but if he leaves himself too weak, Matt's got the ability to do it. All right, dropping Goldenrod makes me think Matt might stay up at Bespin.
I agree. I mean, and he does save
Yep.
4, so that tells me he has something to do up in space. Whether, like they said, that's rebel
Well, he's
barrier
saving
or
3
alternatives.
because he's going to keeping for a card.
Yeah, he should.
So
Yeah, he's going to be able to keep for a card, but saving 4
yeah,
allows him to play a barrier and alternatives as well.
yeah. It also gives him. I mean, even at 3, it gives him 2 barriers
Mm-hmm.
if it gets grabbed and canceled.
True.
So
Now I like him saving 4 there, um, just because of those reasons. Like it shows to Connor,
yep.
beware of the alternatives. Do you really want to come down and push the alternatives? Like I think the alternatives is going to be the card you want to grab in this matchup, just because it is so good in space right now. I mean, it's not immune to sense, but I don't know if Connor is really running sense in this deck. Okay, so
Yeah, I don't think he's running a ton of. I'd be a little surprised if he's running a ton of sense. So
mm-hmm.
he's using Dasan to go grab a shuttle. Let's see figure out what else he's got in there.
And it does tell me, like, with the time it's taken, it seems like there is a shuttle in there. He's deciding on which one wants to go with. Because if he can
Yeah,
get like,
there's definitely a shuttle. It's just my guess is he's figuring out what else is in there.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so he grabbed Emperor's shuttle. I mean, if he did get the Emperor, I think you still fight through the
the alternatives.
the alternatives. I don't think you have a choice to. You got to go after it at some point.
Yeah,
So, because I can't see him just trying to. He can't win if he ignores Bespin.
correct.
So it's either take the Bespin system or try and take him off the sites. And I don't think you're taking him off the sites.
No. So he does put out Imperial Enforcement as well as the 4th Relatier Spaceport City.
Yep. If he doesn't have Emperor, I think he goes for a flip
Yeah.
somehow here. I don't know what other characters he's got in hand. Like,
Ozzel and Thrawn.
yeah,
Okay, Thrawn going down to Relatier. Looks like he might be going for the flip.
yeah, I think he is.
Yep, there's the Grand Inquisitor.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we did mention that, Joker King. We were talking
Yeah.
like the keeping 4 is really good because it saves you for the alternatives and it saves you for the double barrier.
Yep.
Or it's a trap, Carl. Yes, you're right. Okay, so there's the flip from Connor. Now, again, that's not going to really matter to Matt because he's still going to get 2 points of damage in with this Force Drain.
Yeah. Because he's flipped, anywhere he's got an alien, the drain can't be modified.
Yep.
So or modified by opponent. He can still modify it, but like,
Mm-hmm.
so the minus doesn't impact him at all.
No.
I think the flip was simply a matter of this was his option as far as the cards in hand.
Yeah.
He didn't have the Emperor to go after him in space. And so you flip and move on. I'm not sure I love moving the Grand Inquisitor over there.
I don't. Like, I don't
see
see
any
Matt
point.
going down and doing anything. And
Yeah.
this also gives you an easy avenue if he does go down with, say, some characters to Relatier to flip Connor back. Connor can't, even though he loses, like the -1 doesn't matter in this matchup right now, but the ability to add, what is it? Like right now it's +2 to your total battle destiny is really good, and that's one way to get rid of that, like the wild cards immunity and everything.
Yeah, the +3 was infinitely better. I don't think he's going after him, and like even if he does,
You got to think he's got a 12
Get
card hand.
forfeits for 7. The
Yeah,
sand forfeits for 5. Like
yeah, you have a lot of forfeit.
you're you're probably not draining with the Inquisitor. Like I'm not worried
Yeah,
about the he gave up a drain of 1. Like
yeah,
Matt's gonna throw out the battle order, battle plan
probably.
right away. So you're not getting the drain, but you might as well leave the setup for the +3 just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't see Matt going after him on rail tier.
Yeah,
Like there's nowhere where that helps Matt's
no,
game plan.
no. His game plan is just to sit there, get 5 aliens out, or get Pukumer out, and drain for as much damage as he can. But we saw
Yeah.
that Matt went ahead and used Moz. He got Lobot V off the top of his reserve deck, and Connor ended up losing a Dark Time for the Rebellion and Tarkin's Orders, and Trample off the top of his deck. So Dark Time for the Rebellion and Tarkin's Orders I think could be a really good card in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean it's
Not necessarily a card you really want to see go lost.
yeah. I mean it's what are you really doing with it though in this matchup? Like your Battle Destiny draws are probably not being canceled too often. And most of the other stuff, cancel it could be worse, is good, I guess. But like none of the other stuff really hits QMC at all.
Well,
So I actually think that's probably not a card he's super concerned about losing. Like I would be, and ditto the trample. Like trample's okay.
cancels it could be worse.
Yeah, the cancel it could be worse stinks. Like you would not be sad to do that because otherwise they're just going to keep looping it.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is fairly immaterial.
That's fair.
But like the rest of it just doesn't impact this matchup particularly,
Okay.
or likely doesn't. I don't think QMC is doing a lot of cancel your battle destiny shenanigans.
If Connor has like say Mara Jade with lightsaber or Darth Vader with lightsaber, you can cancel the weapon destinies with rescuing the clouds.
Yeah,
But I see what you're saying. That's like
if
very
he goes
situational.
I both of those are really good against QMC very early.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't have them in the next turn or two, you can't run into QMC when they've got 2 or 3 guys stacked up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a losing battle. Like maybe when you're drawing +4 to your battle destiny, it gets better.
Yeah.
But it's still like you just need to focus on taking space.
Yeah. And
So
Matt's taking his time thinking about what he wants to take out of his force pile, and he does decide. He's got.
I mean, he had a third of his deck to go through. So
yeah. I mean, his
there was
force pile
probably
and his
a lot
reserve
of
deck are both at 18.
there was probably a lot of figuring out the like, all right, what part of the combo do I have
Yeah. Okay. There's
that
the
I
extra watering
need?
hole.
All right, so
I mean, he's only showing 2 aliens of different species on the table right now because Maz Kanata does not have a species.
yep. So
Like, I always forget that, or I seem to always forget that. Okay, there's
Figrin's a third right there. He's got Dash.
Yep.
Excuse me. He's got Dash in hand, who's a 4th.
Yep.
Although I think he'd rather have Dash up on the wild card.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Okay, Chewie
there's
with Bowcaster.
Chewie for
I
a
like
4th, and I like Chewie to protect Maz.
Mm-hmm. Lobot doesn't add.
Lobot doesn't have a species,
Yeah.
but he drops for free and he pulls you Lando. And I'm assuming Yak's getting Fig will move over There's
Okay,
Dash, so now he's got
not
his
in
5.
space. I don't know. Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
I think
love
he's
that.
thinking about setting up, and I think he thinks like he's fine right now with what he has in his hand for space. So getting that
Yeah.
extra damage, like this tells me that he might not necessarily have like the wild card or Han Chewing the Falcon or something yet.
I mean, if he's got Han chewing the Falcon, it's kind of worthless because Chewie's sitting there.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
So I
that's
think he
another good point.
probably has wild card, but wild card can deploy to the docking bay, can't it?
Yeah.
I don't
Could
remember.
you imagine if he's playing Landing Claw?
I
I'm just saying. Could you imagine if he's playing Landing Claw in this matchup?
yeah, I'd be surprised.
I mean, the reason I'm saying that is Connor likes to play walkers. And walkers necessarily doesn't have a lot of like starfighters. I mean, yes, it does run the new No Escape, but I'm spitballing at this point. It would be a shocker to me.
Yeah. So Matt left figuring at the 1-0.
That's fine.
Yeah, I guess it gives you the drain at 1 there. So I forgot Watering Hole was going to give him that +1 to the drain. So
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to
that's the guy you
retrieve if he
leave there. You
needs
leave him
to.
alone. Yeah. He's literally got no lost force right now.
I
And
know.
I don't think Connor's going to drain. Like
No.
paying 3 to
Okay,
drain
here we
for 1
go.
seems bad. All
Emperor
right.
shuttle
And there's a
barrier.
barrier. Now, is he going to grab barrier or is he going
He
to? Yep.
grabs the barrier. Okay, Matt with 4 cards left in his force pile.
Yep.
The shuttle is barriered. It will not be able to battle this turn.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the Emperor.
Which is fine.
Yep.
Like, it's all coming. This is
Yeah.
really just a can we hit the card? Can the matchup hit? And there's Tarkin. So
Okay, that's the one. Okay.
3
That's
Battle
gonna be
Destiny
good.
up
3
there.
Battle Destiny. That's what you really want.
Yep. 3 Battle Destiny, total immunity.
Ooh,
There's
okay. Isard going down in front of Figure and
ooh,
Dan.
did he have a second barrier or something to
Path, dodge. There's so much
yeah.
he's going to be able to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, his destinies are +1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sand card. I don't think you need it right here. Okay, getting out Blizzard 1.
I think it was
Emperor.
more a get it cycles 2 cards out so he can grab them if he needs them in a battle.
Yeah, okay. Isard versus
So
Figure and Dan. Let's see if Matt has something. Okay, Connor does initiate. He's got 5 cards left in his force pile.
I'm assuming Connor right now is deciding if he wants to grab a card off of sand.
Action's on Matt right now. So I think Matt
Is it?
is thinking
Oh,
about
yeah, you're right.
responding to the battle. This tell me he's like he
Okay.
has like a dodge or something here.
Okay. Yep. Dodge or it's a trap.
I mean, if he can get away from this battle, that might be the best thing because he still keeps the Ancient Watering Hole in effect. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Dash Rendar moves over. Forgot about that. I always forget about that. It's a react.
oh yeah.
So Dash Rendar may move as he reacts. That is really good.
And
Path
then
of resistance. Oh,
Pathing
Connor's
Chewie
in trouble now.
Yeah, that's
This is okay.
I like how we
Chewie
both
paths
forgot about
over.
dashes as a react.
Chewie
And now
takes aim at
ooh,
Isard. Nope, Drizzle 1.
and he can't Yox get that one because it's
No.
not an alien.
He can't.
That one he
Nox
will,
get that
though.
one. So, yep, we'll take Din Djarin into hand. That's a good card to get into hand. And he still draws a 1 though. So Maz or Isard will not be
So
hit by
Isard
Chewie.
keeps her forfeit, which actually might be important here,
Yeah, he's down by.
even if just to keep him off of a Gick, because
Um,
he's down 11.
he's down 11. She covers.
She covers 6, doesn't she, or 5?
Yeah, she covers
Covers
5.
5.
So he's going to be
His
down by
Destiny will be a
6.
+2,
Yeah.
and Matt's will be +1.
Yep.
So basically, he's down 5 plus Battle Destinies after he
Yeah.
forfeits her, or 5 plus the difference between the Battle Destinies.
So okay,
Oh,
getting a
that was a
6
good
is
one for
really
him.
good.
And that's actually an 8, so that'll cost him 2 guys.
Yeah. Well,
That's a
Dash is there
good draw.
again. Dash Rendar is there, so Dash is going to be able to subtract
Um,
from the attrition.
Gangster, permanent weapon, or maintenance cost card.
Oh,
I don't think Dash hits anything from Rassard.
with Lebo, you're right. So that's not going
So
to come into effect.
yeah, he went and
Exchanges
grabbed
massive
Trample.
move with Trample. That okay? That's
That
not
one
terrible.
surprises me a little bit. I would have grabbed Trample's cute, but like you're probably not using it.
Okay, Matt draws a 5. It's going to become a 6. So
Yep.
he's still
So,
down by 4
yeah.
after he loses Isard. But like you were saying, that's 2 characters for Matt.
Which is actually big because it also shuts off Watering Hole.
Yep.
And it'll shut off Figrin.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If he loses Figrin,
Well, it doesn't matter. Figrin's got to have 5 alien species on table, so it shuts off Figrin this turn as well. So it's not like he can lose a guy and then retrieve him. Because that's 3 of his species, 3 of his 5 species right in that battle.
I mean, looking at this though, it wasn't a bad sequence of events for Connor.
Honestly, if Connor's got a Gick, I think it's probably a good battle.
Yeah. Okay, so Dash Rendar does go to the Lost. Let's see what Connor is going to lose here. Oh, he has the Gick.
He Gicks the battle.
Okay. I mean, you don't
like
gicking into your own battle. Ooh, Matt grabs the Gick. Interesting.
And
he loses Figure.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want him to keep getting Gick back.
True.
Like that makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm curious to see if Connor spreads a little bit back onto Raltier. Like
you kind of want him to here.
Yeah, like I just don't understand the Grand Inquisitor sitting at the docking bay. I don't know what he's doing with him there.
I agree.
Like you lost the Gick, so you can't split Piet and Dasan.
Mm-hmm.
But the Inquisitor, he's not. He's drawing. Because now you do want the drain as well. Like
yes,
it doesn't do a lot, but the trick with QMC is getting far enough ahead that they just can't stabilize.
Exactly.
And he knocked off 2 characters. Matt's only got 6 cards in hand.
Well, I mean,
he's using Maz right after he activates,
and then he's going to take a card with the through the force spell. Okay, Ayla Secure was
he grabbed Ayla.
Yeah,
and Ayla gives him a species, but Ayla costs 5. Like,
true.
Ayla's not cheap, and she's really good as a beat into something.
Yeah,
where he's got a couple aliens, and she's not a great drop right here.
No, I mean, especially with Connor having cards on the sand effect right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing about Ayla is she can't be targeted with weapons unless all the aliens are hit. And then if she's with, I think, 2 aliens?
Yep, 2 aliens or clones. Yeah.
So
she's really good, and she's power +1 for each opponent's dude present, which can
Mm-hmm.
add up as well occasionally against Rail Ops if they run, 3 or 4 guys. Like Ayla right now at that docking bay is actually be an interesting,
Do
you
you
know,
want to send her
he
to the
could.
docking bay though?
Well, I'm saying if he wanted to go after on Route here, I don't think he does. Like
Oh,
that would be an
okay, okay,
interesting play
okay. I thought
because
you
he
were
could
saying,
probably cost him 2 guys for the cost of Ayla.
yeah.
And again, it's kind of you're the same thing with Rail Ops. If you can critical mass them and just run them out of dudes, that adds up,
Agreed.
especially with enforcement no longer retrieving guys.
Okay, so just
So,
as a quick update, if you're watching our match and not focusing on the other one, it is Chris Kelly on ISB versus Joe
ooh.
Olson on QMC.
All right. So if anybody
Wow.
had both semifinal matches playing QMC on your bingo card, I'm pretty sure you won that one, but
Yeah.
I don't think anybody had that one
Now, I'll tell you what, though, that tells a
going.
lot going into the meta right now, going into San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, and Chris playing ISB is definitely a little weird. And he
Yeah.
picked the side. Okay, so
I
here we go.
mean, he
Drain,
might be confident with QMC or with ISB.
true. But I mean, the best
Eh,
thing about ISB is you reduced from the drain, and you're not going to be able to get that.
Yeah. But you should be able to take Bespin. Like
Possibly.
ISB
I mean, the best thing about
with
ISB is again with Tarkin. If once Joe gets out Yoda, you can't Tarkin.
But once Joe gets out Yoda, if you've got Tarkin on a loaded executor, if he's running that,
Yeah.
good luck cracking any of that immunity.
And interesting
Like,
enough,
are you just staring at each other? And then, frankly, ISB's got more power.
interesting enough, Chris went with slip sliding away, starting the Shizor's Palace.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Well, there's just to pull the other pullable
Yeah,
activation.
I understand, but
Yeah, it's
it's weird. It's weird.
so
But okay, getting back to our game, we
so
see
Matt's
that
just deciding what
he
he wants to do here. So he drained.
and Connor lost a masterful move and/or occupation off the top.
Yeah. So
I
now
mean,
we're in deploy and
yeah. So losing that, not necessarily the worst thing for Connor, because if he can fight, he can just get it back with the swap.
yep. Yeah. So drops wild card
Din Djarin.
with
Okay.
Din. I'm assuming he'll move Chewie over there as
He's gonna
well.
put. Yeah, he's definitely gonna put somebody up there. But now let's see. He's
He's
got.
gonna he wants to load smugglers, and there's
There's
Yoda.
Yoda. Yeah, he wanted to get smugglers on there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's still at 4 aliens.
Yep.
2 QMCs though tonight. That's wild to me.
Yeah. Like Rail Ops doesn't surprise me. The ISB is a little bit of a dark
It's
horse, but
Chris.
okay.
Okay,
Cara
Cara
Dune. So now
Dune.
he's back to 5 aliens.
Yeah, I like Cara Dune in this matchup, or in the QMC. She gives you an alien. She shoots. She does fun stuff. So, okay,
Yep.
Maz going up. Interesting to see, like you were saying, interesting to see Maz go up.
Well, the -1 to not Chewie though. All right.
Yeah, I
Maz
mean,
gives you the -1 to the total destiny there as well. Like
true.
that's
And he moves
what when
Chewie
you're
over.
trying to keep your immunity going, that -1 is good.
True.
So and
Now
it
this
makes
will
your
be,
total battle destiny there +2.
and the thing is, if Connor moved the Grand Inquisitor, it would be +3.
Yeah.
Like that would have been so good there.
Yeah. No, I think we're in agreement that, you know, I'm hoping Connor watches this after the fact and explains. Like that was one of the things I remember a while ago. There was a match Joe Olson played that everyone was roasting him for force pushing with like one card or one
Yeah,
or two cards in force pile.
and then he
And then
explained
he
it.
came up afterwards and he was like, "This is why I did it." And it was like, "Oh,
Okay.
that was a big brain play." Like I'd like to see, I'd love to know if Connor's got some reason that you and I aren't seeing,
Mm.
because clearly he's playing in the top four and you and I are commentating. So like it's very possible there's something he's doing that
I mean, I'd be
we
commentating
haven't
even
thought
if I
through.
was playing in the top four.
So
Just
I'm just curious because
imagine.
like I don't understand Grand Inquisitor there. Like if you're
Yeah,
worried about the beatdown, why not move him to Thrawn's site? Like Thrawn sitting there alone isn't any stronger than anything else.
yeah. And you
So
leave two sites open. You leave the Raltier system open. It's just there's a little bit questionable.
I don't know what he was looking for there with the Force Lightning. I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like
maybe he
maybe he
just
knew
wanted a
what he's.
shuffle.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he knew what the destinies were, like what was the top on the top, or towards like the middle.
Yeah,
Okay, so he does activate down to he activates everything, saving one in the reserve. Again, he should be able to fight if he wants to, but first things
yeah,
first, he drains. Okay, Matt loses Kier Canos off the top. That could be a really good card in this matchup.
yeah. No, Calfal's a solid. Calfal's also gives
Species.
him another alien.
And there goes a
Like right
path
now, that's
open.
his biggest thing is he's
He's like
still
right.
only sitting on five
Yeah,
aliens,
he's like right at the point. Okay, he loses Path of Least of Resistance as well.
which is fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's got more of
it's a
those.
high
Like,
destiny, which is the big thing.
yeah.
Like he's
Well,
gonna
like I'm
want.
not sure what the destiny matters. Like
Well, I mean, he's
the
not.
shuttle's fully immune.
The shuttle's fully immune, uh, and Connor is down by 7 in power.
Yeah.
I
All
mean,
right. So he
Matt's also getting.
verified
Matt's also going to get a Destiny 2 power with the
the
Overseer.
power. Yeah.
So,
Uh,
okay,
There's another
Vader
Vader
shuttle.
shuttle. I really wish one of them would have said what they verified his reserve deck to be. Vader shuttle with Ozzel on board. Is he going to throw a Vader down there as well?
No, he's
Although
going to
he's
throw
got
down
enough
his tyrant.
ability.
So we were just saying he's down by
Oh,
7. This right here just loads him up. And
yeah,
the
but like,
vengeance.
oh,
Wow.
yeah, he's all right.
24 to 11.
He needs pilots though.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to stare at unless you just want to stare at him right now for the battle.
I know.
Like,
I want to fight. You have the vengeance. I mean, Ozil
yeah,
is forfeit 5. He doesn't have any pluses. That's the big thing. Oh, no, he has a +1.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Like Ozil's forfeit 5, but
five's not that big.
the total battle to the total draw up there is going to be +2.
Is it +2? Oh, because
So
of Maz.
yeah, because okay, there's
Yeah.
Veers as
Okay.
a pilot.
Veers. I like that.
Veers as a forfeit fodder.
And
Like
he
I
has
think
3. So, I mean,
yeah, that I
Matt's
mean
down by 16 now. I mean, yes, he does get a
yeah.
Destiny to power. Okay, and we do have a fight.
I guess I probably Ozil and Vader's shuttle might be the first things to go
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
that. It's
I mean, yeah, as long as Yoda's there, you really don't need the Imperial Command.
yeah, the command does nothing.
Yeah.
And there's Din targeting Ozil.
Smart move by Matt.
Very smart.
Okay, Destiny to Power is going to be a 3, so 27 to 14.
Oof.
I mean, both players have a lot of forfeit up there. So
Yeah.
4 is going to
Battle
become a
Destiny
6.
4, 5, 6, 5.
Yeah,
Because
because
Maz
of
is going to
Maz.
subtract 1,
Yep.
which is fine. The
Exchange.
5 is what you need.
Yeah, exchanges trample with masterful move. Smart.
Yep.
And
That's
a
a all
2.
right.
So it's become 4.
Yox get.
So all
I'm
you
assuming
lose is
he'll
Ozil.
Yox get that. Oh.
You can't. You can't cancel.
Oh yeah, because you
Yoda.
can't cancel with Yoda. Okay.
Okay, so Matt
So
is
he
going to have
might
to.
not even lose Ozil because of Din. He might choose to lose Veers instead.
Yeah, I can see it right here.
I mean, it's 1 power differential.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yep.
yep, he
And he does.
loses
He loses
Veers,
Veers instead
and Matt loses Booster and Pulsar Skate, and now he's down by
from
14 in
reserve.
power.
Yeah. And he's still got 5 attrition. He's going to have to lose something from the system.
Yeah,
It's a
I
question
think
of what.
it's got to be either Din or Maz here first.
Maz won't even cover. Maz only forfeits for, or
Yeah,
does Maz? Do they have anything that adds forfeit? I
I
don't
don't think
think
so.
they do. Yeah, Maz only forfeits for 4 then.
Yeah, so I think you got to
So
lose Din
it'd be
first.
Din or Yoda, and you can't
You
use
can't. You
can't
lose
use
Yoda.
Yoda.
Yeah.
Like, so you lose Din, which actually doesn't hurt that bad because,
It's only one. It's only one alien.
well, and you're not. Oh, he does
He
lose Yoda.
loses Yoda. Oof.
It's also if you lose Din, if Yoda's sitting up there, Din isn't doing anything anyways.
True. But now he's
So
still down by 7. I mean,
yeah,
he's is. Are you gonna peel 7 cards here?
nope. So he also loses Din.
Yeah. That was a really good battle for Connor.
Yeah.
Okay, so Connor just draws a few cards. And he passes turn. So right now, life force count
Oh,
is
ancient
28.
watering hole aliens are forfeit +1. So
Okay.
Maz would have covered the 5. I was like, I thought there was something somewhere.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, that was
28 for Matt, 19 for Connor. Connor's putting a lot on the table. But again, differential
and he
and stuff doesn't matter here.
still didn't move the Inquisitor.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm like, you want that extra force. Yeah, losing Blizzard Scout
Oh
1.
my gosh.
He knew that was on top, and that's totally fine. He's not using. Did you just have some sort of
No, so I checked in on the Chris Kelly versus Joe game. Chris
yeah.
Kelly currently has the Bespin system with the Mara Jade in the Decimator, a Sergeant Tarkin, and Lieutenant Pultierdum up there. He is currently flipped, and then on the ground on Bespin, at the North Corridor, he has a Stormtrooper Cadet, a Stormtrooper Garrison, and a Stormtrooper Patrol.
Okay.
Joe currently has it is Joe's activate phase. He currently has the wild card sitting at Karita with Mos Kanata on it. Harksef, Dinjern, and Yoxkit at the upper walkway, draining for 2. So just as a quick update for everybody.
All right.
Okay, so Connor loses the Blizzard Scout 1 to the drain of the guest corridor. Yeah, I still don't get why he hasn't moved anybody on Ralatier. Getting that extra +1 to mitigate for the minus from Maz would be really nice here.
Yeah, like having that extra +1 last turn would have actually cost. I mean, that was just 1 card. He didn't make him lose.
Yeah.
Because Matt would have had to lose another card off that. Like the forfeit didn't cover.
So
wouldn't have covered that extra 1.
Now, if you're Matt, you already lost. You lost the booster and Pulsar Skate. You lost Yoda. You lost Din Djarin. What can you do at Bespin?
because I was actually looking at that. I don't think you can do anything at Bespin. Like, I think this is a runaway.
Yeah.
And I actually wonder if you don't. I think you probably put another pilot on wild card
I think you land the
to
overseer.
get your 5. Well, you land the overseer, or you split the wild card in the overseer and send one to Reltier and one to Bespin, or one to Iradu.
I could see, yeah, I could see that. The only thing about that though is the overseer still, it's only immune less than 4 there, and you don't get battle destiny. But
Yeah, you get
I
a
see, I
Destiny
see
to
your point.
power.
You do get a
I
destiny to
don't
power.
think Connor's got any more space to
That's
throw
what I
at
was going
you.
to say. I agree with you on that. So I kind of like it for that reason, but you put yourself in a risky situation. If he does have any kind of space, if he has any other starships and goes down with it, that would be really bad.
Yeah, no, if he's got the shit, but if you don't do that, I mean, if you land Harksef instead, and then you do the move around and take a couple sites on Bespin, you potentially continue to do damage. Like, that works too.
Mm-hmm.
Either one of them is not a there's not a right or wrong answer there.
No, I agree.
So, and he got solo with Maz, so I think solo on the wild card.
Yeah, you had to put solo on the wild card does make sense,
Yeah,
and
but
then
I
you
think the
could
wild
play.
card's leaving.
Yeah, even if it leaves, like I think it makes sense. You want that extra forfeit. You want that extra. You want the +1. You're gonna make Connor come back. Okay, there's this
And
Matt
solo
Sand.
gets you your 5th alien again,
Yes.
because solo's Carillion. So,
Okay, Escape Pod combo and Elorus Medak are both stacked onto I don't like sand.
like, I don't think he's battling. There's no way he's battling. Okay, there's
No,
Rio.
Rio coming down now. That does it's gonna if he puts a card back, he can activate 2. He is going to do that, and now that gives him another alien for the Ancient Watering Hole.
Yeah, so he's got Ancient Watering Hole back online.
Yeah. Now,
1, 2, 3. Yeah, he does.
now the only thing I don't
Car.
like
Oh,
here
okay.
though is if you abandon Bespin, Connor gets to deploy -1 to all of those Cloud City location. Okay, this I do.
I
Like.
think he's going for the flip back.
Yeah,
I think he's doing what I was talking about as far as
and this is why Connor should have moved anybody to one of those other locations.
even if he had moved them to one of the other locations, you just throw Ayla where they're not.
Yeah.
And flip them back and force him to. Like, Connor's only got 6 cards in hand.
Yep. Okay, Solo going down to the upper gallery. I think it's the upper gallery.
Yeah.
West gallery.
It's
Upper gallery, west gallery. There's too many like these little Cloud City locations that like all have like the west gallery or the upper walkway or this or that.
he's going to a Cloud City site,
Yeah.
which I don't necessarily love.
I mean, but
Like, with Battle Plan in play, you're not moving them both to Reltier.
No. Okay, moving
Yep,
Erie, I do. I mean, you can move the Overseer to Reltier, but like we said, it puts you in a little bit of a risky situation. Okay.
Yeah, but again, he's only got 6 cards in hand.
Yeah.
You've probably still got an alternatives or a barrier.
Barrier's grabbed, so it really depends.
Yeah, but he's got
Matt only has 2
save.
cards in his hand now. So
Matt has
can't
6 cards in his hand.
Huh?
Matt has 6 cards in his hand effectively because he can go grab something with keeping.
Yeah.
So Matt's got more. Matt has more functional cards to play with and find what he needs.
Mm-hmm.
I played a lot of QMC back in the day. I would be not at all worried about parking the Overseer at Ral in this scenario.
Okay.
Where I think all of Connor's space is sitting at Bespin right now.
Yeah, but do you want to take?
If it's
risk?
not, it's darn close.
But do you want to take that risk? That's my question.
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly because it's a calculated risk, because I'm sure Matt's got some sort of defensive cards. And so now you're talking about you're taking it's not nearly as big of a risk
Mm-hmm.
when you've got those cards to keep you alive. And again, like just Connor, Connor's got 6 cards in hand total,
Yeah,
and 4 of his very likely 4 starships in play.
that's true. Uh, Again, as an update, really quick, Joe Olson is playing with an Arcana in his QMC or Arcona.
Arcona, that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, it's a species for watering hole. It allows you to block drains. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of react hate now, but you force your opponent to have it.
yeah.
You force them to play it that way. So,
Okay, so we go into Connor's turn. He drains Luke Skywalker, the Last Jedi, local defense, and put that down. It's a hit, and Jar Jar Binks all go to the loss pile. And thank you for tuning in, Phil. Glad to see that you're watching this game. I'm a little surprised that you're not watching Joe, but I hope you both have fun in San Diego. I'm going to miss you guys. I would love to be there, but I got to do the adult thing.
I feel like Phil's probably watching both games.
I can see it.
That's
He says, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of everybody that's going to San Diego. I was
I'm
telling
jealous
Dan
because
earlier, I got 2 of my
Batmouse is
3 kids are
cooking.
there this weekend. Oh yeah,
Batmouse
and
is
Batmouse.
cooking for
I'm
everybody on Saturday. Like, I say from now on, the PC should fly out Batmouse to every like big tournament just so we can force him to cook. I don't care about him playing or anything. He just needs to cook for everybody.
yeah.
Okay, so there's the fifth
It's the
brother,
5th brother there.
Blizzard 8. So this tells me that he is going to attempt to flip back this turn. But now Matt's going to be doing quite a bit of damage this next turn.
Yeah, and the
Like, even if you block the Drain Eerie I do, and you block the like he just blocks the he moves over to Raltier. Like, even if you do that, you're still taking 5 to a 4 straight. Okay, there's the flip back. I don't think you can.
I'm getting 8 to the drain
Yeah, now, yeah, he can't
because you
move.
get the
He can't get
Iradu
the Eerie I
drain as
do.
well.
You can't get the Eerie I do.
Yeah, like that was part of the Iradu move was
Yeah,
like yeah, just go nuts.
yeah, that's a good point.
So
I
I
did
like
not see
Piet
that.
moving up to the Vengeance.
I don't hate that.
Oh, I think it's perfect. I think it's great. And he
Yeah,
put Dasan onto Blizzard 8 and then moved him
or
back and then
just
instead moved Dasan.
moves the Son up for.
Yeah, no, that's
I like that because then you can move the Vengeance over in front of the wild card. But again, you're about to
next
take.
turn.
He's got to play Resistance here.
To save 1 force. Like he should play it, but I mean it saves him 1 force.
One
So
force in this matchup, one force might be the difference.
no, 1 force is important. Don't get me wrong, but it saves him 1 force, and
One
and there
force might
comes
be the
resistance.
difference.
Yeah, I'm.
If Connor wins by one force, that's why. I don't see it happening,
Yeah.
but
No, I feel like Matt's in a really good position here
yeah,
because like the overseer there is fine, and I think next turn he okay, so he lands Emperor's Shuttle just to add another drain.
yeah.
I
mean,
don't know that I love
you
that.
could move Tarkin to block the drain with Rio and Solo, but
Okay, he moved Tarkin back up to the. I was gonna say I don't love leaving the Tyrant alone
yeah,
because if Matt's got any ship,
yeah. What ship does he have left? We saw
I
him
don't know.
lose. He
He
lost
lost
Booster
Booster
and
in the
Pulsar
skate.
Skate, and there's no Han shooting the Falcon. So,
Yeah, I mean, he might not have a ship left either.
yeah. I mean, the way that both players are playing right now, it tells me that they both don't have a ship left.
Or they don't think their opponent does.
Or that. Mind
You know,
games on
it's
mind games on mind games.
okay. So Maz gets Maz.
Maz grabs herself. I
I
will say
feel
this,
like that
though.
was definitely not the card he wanted out of that.
No. It was kind of nice. Last night I went to play Magic, and part of the tokens that I were using were Imperial Storm, like just the regular white border stormtroopers from Premier. And one of the guys who owns the card shop was like, Star Wars card game. I remember that. I used to love that game. I'm like, yeah, it's free. You play online. He's like, I don't have the time, but I'll check it out. He's like, I look onto the PC once in a while. I'm used to miss it. Okay, but
And
it was just kind of neat. Okay,
oh, it's
Ninth
I
Sister
love
and Death Squadron assignments go from hand. Trample and Imperial Command from hand.
I love having those interactions when you see,
Yeah,
people like I remember that game, and like I know last year at Nationals we had a couple people come out to just watch games. They're like, "Oh, well, I played, back in the day," and that was always that was a blast to see
yeah,
people. And like, yeah, you can play for free, and it's like a lot of people know it, but a lot of people are kind of in that boat of like, I just don't know if I have the time, and
yeah,
the time to try and get back into the game just sometimes feels real daunting.
yeah. Okay,
Like
so
speaking from experience, coming back into the game can feel real daunting and like, wait a minute, all these cards are gone. I don't remember some of these cards. Like
yeah, I hear you. Oh, excuse
it's
me. So we did
and it's
see
hard to set
that
up that time.
Connor lost Master will move Blizzard 4 and a seventh sister that turn.
Yeah, I don't think any of those are. I mean, Seven Sisters nice because she's a solid draws destiny
Mm-hmm.
character, but I don't think she comes into play
No.
particularly right now. I think this is this deck is fairly set up. Connor's in a bad spot right now. I think it just feels like if he doesn't have a way to shut down the watering hole.
Well, I mean, looking at the table, it's what, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven aliens for Matt. That's hard.
Yeah,
That's gonna be hard. I mean, Connor's doing right now 5 points of damage on the flip, on his turn. That's gonna
yeah,
put Matt down to 18, and Connor's only sitting at 15 right now, hand in life.
yeah.
So yeah,
And Matt's
I
doing
agree.
more.
Like Connor's in not the best situation. I know. I'm sorry. He's doing 6, so it's going to put Matt down to 17. Only
Well,
after
he's doing a
capital.
max of 6. I could absolutely see, depending on what Matt has and what he's grabbing with keeping,
Mm-hmm.
moving the overseer back to Bespin, especially if he's sitting on something like a Hujix out of nowhere, so
Yeah,
he can draw Battle
but
Destiny
then you
there.
just take a card off the sand. Like both players will take a card off sand.
That's fine. That the out of nowhere, you're not getting a Battle Destiny otherwise. So the Hujix out of
Mm.
nowhere gets him as one. You're not trying to draw multiples. It's the
Oh,
overseer
yeah,
plus a Destiny to power plus a Battle Destiny
yeah,
against the
yeah.
Tyrant with Tarkin.
Tarkin by
I mean, if you
himself.
put somebody with Tarkin to get the extra Battle Destiny, then Matt grabs probably Ellers off sand.
Yeah,
And I could see him move the Overseer to Bespin. Connor's going to have to respond by moving his fleet back to Bespin. And then you move the Overseer to Routier.
yeah.
And meanwhile, Wildcard just sits and drains for 2 at the system.
Well, I mean, he's going to move the Vengeance over in front of the wild card. With
Okay. And
yeah,
then you move the Wildcard to Bespin.
yeah.
where suddenly the vengeance is not there with those pilots, and
But then I
you
mean,
grind him out at
yeah,
Bespin.
I was going to say it's going to be a very. This is going to be. It's going to be down to who can move the best way. The other
Yeah,
thing that we have to notice and take into consideration here, Matt right now is sitting at 16 minutes. Connor is sitting at 36.
yeah. Matt's definitely played a
Okay,
little slower. There's Leia Rebel Princess
that's a
cancel a
good
couple
card.
drains, which is
Yeah,
very good right now.
and the other thing is you could necessarily battle into the Grand Inquisitor there. Well, if Connor
If he had
fights,
saved a force.
yeah. Well, I'm saying if Connor fights into that, you necessarily don't have to lose Ayla.
Yep,
Okay, I like this. The North Corridor comes down, which now Matt can cancel the drain at the docking bay.
yep.
So, I mean, he's potentially saving himself, what, three force this
Okay,
turn?
so he's moving the wild card back there as well, which tells me he might not have had the out of nowhere combo.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now he's getting drained for he's losing one
One,
force this
potentially one.
turn
Yeah.
and retrieving two. Like it's
Yeah.
I'm all right. Moving Yoxgate and just giving up the non-battleground drain
Makes sense.
return
I
at
mean,
least.
it's,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think it's the right play.
Oh, well, move Rio
Oh,
and
I
maybe
guess move
Solo.
Rio over and Solo draws on his own, so you're
Yeah, I
okay with
know, but
leaving
I mean,
Solo. Connor's got
yeah.
3 cards in hand, and he'd have 11 force
Yeah, I see what
total
you're
to
saying.
use with those 3 cards. Like, what does he come down with? EPP Vader, and
Swing,
you
hit.
just trade the site.
Yeah. Possibility. I mean, if he comes down with Emperor's Enforcer, that's a whole new ball game because then you cancel Solo's game text.
Yeah, and hit him for a couple, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you
Like,
take off, you get him down to 6 aliens.
yeah, like you come down with Vader, Emperor's Enforcer. You're adding 4 to your Battle Destiny.
Well, he saves
You're
3.
hitting Solo for a couple, maybe,
Yeah.
but like not that much.
Yeah.
And that's your entire turn.
Yeah. Okay, so he does
So
save
he
3.
saved 3, which tells me he might be doing something. Might think he's going to battle and use enforcement.
Mm, I can see it.
I'm curious what he's doing with it right now. I mean, with only 3 cards in hand, odds are he doesn't need to deploy that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And Matt keeping again, he's barely drawn. You know, he's drawn a few force occasionally, but he's basically just, all right, well, I'll just keep keeping and know what's in my force pile, know what I need to go get.
Wow. I will say this though, like looking at Joe's QMC and looking at Matt's, they're two very different variants of QMC.
That doesn't necessarily surprise me because there's so many situationally good aliens
Yeah. Well, it's not
that
only
trying to find the like, okay, how do I want to build this deck
yeah.
is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so he's laying Jar Jar on
Yeah.
top.
He's just gonna plow through the Leia game text.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, and he's gotta. I mean, you.
Yeah. And I mean, the nice thing is it goes back onto the reserve deck, so you kind of know what he's getting. So he's got a 3 on
Yeah.
top of the reserve pile or reserve deck. Now, if you're
I'd
mad,
assume he'll lose from hand
yeah,
here.
he
Yep.
loses from hand.
Computer interface from hand.
Yeah. And I will say that looking at the game state between Joe and Chris, Chris is kind of in the same boat. Like, he has
Lots of
the
cards in hand, but it doesn't look like he's in the lead.
well, he's got Bespin controlled, but Joe has the Cloud City locations pretty much in control. So
I mean, this is what I talked about when, I said early, I don't know that I would have deployed a Radu.
yeah, I agree.
Like,
You
because
gave him
when
a place to
once he
drain.
took,
You gave him a place to run.
yeah,
Like
because once he took Bespin, like, if he moves Wildcard and Overseer to Routier and he's got to pay for that drain,
yeah,
it changes the tenor of the game significantly. Like, I, I'm, I don't know. That's
okay,
it
Con.
always feels weird to be like, hey, I don't want to deploy my
Yeah,
activation, but like in this case, I really think giving him a battleground to run to was a
yeah. It is the two
ultimately
icons.
might have been the that really hurt.
Yeah, is the two guy. Were the two icons worth it in the game?
Yeah, because otherwise he would have either flown to Raltier or landed. And
Yeah,
frankly, you're okay with either of those.
yeah, 100%.
Like if he flies to Raltier and you're like, okay, well, you can do this, but now you're paying for all those drains.
Mm-hmm.
Like Matt can't do that for that long.
No.
And
Now Connor is the one who's looking through his force pile, deciding on what he wants to grab here.
yeah,
A character wouldn't be well, no, because a character here doesn't really help because again, there's cards on sand.
yeah, I don't know what he's. This game could legitimately end with 4 cards stacked on course and sand between them. Like they might not
That hurts.
actually end
That
up
hurts
using
me.
them.
Like it hurts me a little bit. Like I said though, Connor is still up by over 20 minutes on Matt at this point.
I don't feel like it gets that close. I mean, realistically, Connor's got 14 cards left total,
Yeah, and while Matt
and he's
has
eating,
22.
but it's more he's eating 7 a turn.
Okay, that's a good card.
That's a great card if he can enforce it.
How
The issue with that is going to be can he
he?
keep it because you have to control 2 systems.
Yeah, you just moved the Vader shuttle over to Iradu.
Great. And then you respond by moving
It saves him.
Wildcard over.
It saves him
It'll
four
save him
forces
force
turn.
this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll save him this turn for sure.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know
I
that I
mean, he's
like
getting
that play.
+5 here. Is it? Well, he's getting
Plus
+4.
4. Yeah, because Blizzard 8 isn't an Imperial.
Yeah. Well,
Like he's
+3
getting
then.
+4, but you're going to lose Tarkin.
Yeah.
No, it's 4 because he'll get it at the Rail. He's got Imperials at the Rail tier system
He
too.
does know. He checked Matt's deck, so but we knew what it was. It's a 3, and then it's Jar Jar.
Yeah. It's a 3 for the Destiny to Power, and then it's Jar Jar, which will get Yox-gitted unless he
Yeah.
takes the card
You
off
got to take a
sand.
card off sand here.
Yeah.
Like if you're Connor, you have to take a card off sand just because you need that extra point for the drains that are coming up.
Yeah. And honestly, like if Connor takes a card off course, I could see Matt taking the Elors
Yeah.
off of sand simply to get Elors
Yeah.
because Elors on the wild card is a solid thing. Like
100%.
I don't love starting that battle. You're going to lose Tarkin, and I just don't see or alternatives to fighting to cancel it. Okay.
I think if you're Connor, you're fine. You're happy about that now.
I think you are too.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
the battle at Raltier makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I guess he took the Emperor to get a swap.
An Imperial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because taking the
To
Wizard
swap
1
back a
doesn't
character.
matter.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna go get Hojix. Now you were saying earlier
Well,
that
he's going to
yeah,
shuffle,
no, he got the Hojix,
which is yeah, I
but
know,
yeah,
but the
he also
shuffle is also
shuffled
important.
because we knew that it was a 3 on top. The 3 doesn't get around the Grand Inquisitor's immunity.
The 4 does though, and he's got watering hole, so it would have been a 4.
Um, yeah,
So,
yeah, you're right.
ooh,
Oof. That's why you check your destiny first with Tarkin's bounty.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's got
You check Tarkin's bounty always.
well, he's got domination
You can't domination here.
or enforcement to
You can't
take
enforce
Eric
many.
hand to hand. Oh, you're right, because he grabbed
Yeah,
with sand. Yeah, that was a mistake.
yeah.
Although I don't know that he could have done anything.
Oof.
That's fine.
So that's with
There's
the
almost no
6.
chance you weren't losing the Inquisitor there.
Yeah, I realize that. But the thing is, I think if you're Connor, being that you're down, you lose a card first. Okay, never mind. Because he's only losing Leia.
Connor started the battle, so he didn't
I
have a
know
choice.
that, but what I'm saying is, if you peel a card first, you force them to.
He's losing Leia either
Yeah,
way.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
But
He's
there's
losing Leia.
if you had drawn high enough to kill them both,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I'm.
then you're doing that. But he's losing Leia either way. Now I think he moves Vengeance to Aradu, or is he
Yeah,
moving Vengeance?
yeah.
I'm Or is he going to move Vengeance to Bespin, move Tyrant to
Routier,
Routier,
and
and
then
then
move the
the
shuttle
empty?
by
Oh,
itself.
he's moved Ozzel back onto Vader's shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Ozzel on Vader's shuttle? Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can transfer as much as you want.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, if.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, checking up really quick on the Chris versus Joe game, it's still a really tight game. It's 18 for Joe. Chris currently is sitting at 29. Or no, so Joe has 27 hand in life. Chris has 29. So it's still a really close game.
All right, so Vader's shuttle flying there. Yep. Vengeance flying to Bespin.
Well, you move the Tarkin over to the Vengeance.
Yep.
And then you move the Tyrant by itself.
Yep, move the empty Tyrant. And I think you might take off Palpatine and.
Huh?
I think, yeah, you'd put Palpatine in the shuttle and.
Yeah. And then
the
other thing is you've got to move the fifth brother over in front of Ayla to block that train.
Yep. All right, so you put the sun on Tyrant.
You don't need it. Like, he can't deploy anything there unless he's got like a Tanif.
And Dasan's not getting you a Battle Destiny there anyways.
No, because the Tyrant only has ability
Tyrant's
one
only
on
ability 1.
I don't know why he's using the Tyrant, because like if you use
so now he leaves Palpatine, which I guess is fine, but like that train's getting canceled, so
yeah, just move
I
it
don't
up.
see any benefit to Palpatine sitting there.
Yeah, like I said, though, you still got to move somebody over in front of Ayla.
Yeah.
And I think the fifth brother is the best one because you get the extra bonus.
Yeah, you get the power bonus.
Yeah. So he moves the Blizzard 8 over in front. Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I feel like Connor's.
Because if you put the Emperor up there,
struggling with his decision making. Yeah, no, he's big forfeit, which is good.
Like he's so much.
If nothing
better.
else, you force him to take a card off sand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, he's already forcing him to do that because he's got Piat plus Tarkin.
Yeah.
But like, you make him do something. There's no reason to move Dasan onto the tyrant. Like you're not
Yeah.
trying to battle Destiny anyways, and like there's
Yeah.
zero chance Matt's going after you at Reltier, the system right now,
Yeah.
like less than zero. So you leave Desan there as forfeit fodder. I mean, he's only a 5, so you're counting on him drawing low, but like QMC doesn't always draw that high either.
Yeah. I agree.
Like a 3 is very in the wheelhouse of cards they would draw for Battle Destiny.
Yeah. I mean,
And then you get a
there
+2
are
from
still some
Maz.
fives,
And
but
yeah, but if they draw a 5, you're losing somebody other than Desan either way.
yeah.
Like where you're at here is if he draws a 3 or lower in that battle, you're just losing Desan and you're totally okay with that.
Yeah.
If he draws higher than a 3, you're losing, you know, Piet or Tarkin or, some combo of them plus Desan.
Mm-hmm.
But with moving Desan away, you lose that flexibility.
Okay, so Matt
Like a
activates,
7 now costs you both your dudes
pulls a
or the
card with
Emperor's
key
shuttle.
beings. Yeah. Okay, so he
So
does
he's
pull.
leaving a lot of cards in reserve.
Oh, he's
Or
still
he
in his
just
activate.
activated to something. Yeah, he just activated to something.
I mean,
Is he doing something really spicy, like an on or off the edge?
oh, that would be crazy.
Probably off since he doesn't have any rebels. But yeah, like an off the edge on solo right now would be
Stupid. Stupidly
just
good.
filthy dirty.
It would be filthy
That'd be-
dirty, especially because Connor can't pull. He doesn't have code clearance out.
Yeah, and he doesn't have another pull, I don't think.
Yeah. No,
I don't think any of those were free pulls.
Yep. I I don't
I mean, that'd be a
understand. There is.
dumb card to be in there, but I don't understand leaving 7. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're activating to something you need there, like
Why not activate to down to what you want?
maybe that is the card that might be the only 5 or 6 he knows where it is.
Yeah.
And like I said, the drawing a 5 or 6 up in space is actually much bigger. All right, now I'm confused.
Matse, he runner up worlds this last year. I can't question anything he's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, I'm
Well, I mean, I
okay.
understand there because the Maz, he wanted to make sure.
Yeah, and he
But-
missed with the Maz draw,
Yeah.
so that's fine.
Okay, we got some drains coming in right now.
Yep.
I mean, it's only going to be he's only losing 3,
Yeah.
but now Connor's he's sitting at 13 before the drains, like right there. So, I mean, he's going to be down to 11 after all these drains go through. So he loses Tarkin,
Yeah.
Blizzard Scout 1.
And we know he's got solo on table and alternatives to fighting in the lost pile. So whatever he wants to do,
Yeah.
he can actually spread out in space this turn to force decree out of play
Yeah. Well, no.
next turn.
That it's the non V.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Non-V, he's got to control 2 systems.
Yes.
If you move wild
Ooh,
card with
Jar
a couple,
Jar.
put another pilot on wild card and move him to a Radu,
Yeah.
and then move the overseer to Bespin, like you're not battling the wild card with just Ozzel
No.
on ship.
Yep.
And
I agree.
if you battle at Reltier, you just alternatives to fighting for 4.
Yep.
And next turn you drain for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. So
Like
I like this, putting more pressure on Connor here, going with Jar Jar to the docking bay for free, and then moving the Ayla. I mean, that's smart. And I think you have to turn the Imperial Decree off. So
yeah, and that's what I think he's doing. I'm a little surprised. And maybe he just didn't have it to put someone else.
No, he's in his draw phase.
Yeah, he might not have had anybody else to put on wild card.
Yeah,
Like to shut that off required you to be able to survive one space battle,
yeah.
and he's still drawing at it. Like
Now,
Connor's still drawing at a plus
okay, and
three.
we know that Matt has Hojix here, so it's not going down Jar Jar by himself. Not that big of a deal.
Yep. Yeah, no, he's got Jar
Connor
Jar.
reverts. He had
Okay.
an action. Okay,
Oh,
that's yeah.
dark
He puts a
maneuvers to
six
track a
back. Okay,
six. Yep.
that's smart.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had an action at the end of Matt's turn. He's just putting some cards back. Okay,
Yeah. He's
that's fine. I mean, you're not gaining any new information, so
yeah.
I know reverts can be a hot button topic, but
Matt handled it like a gentleman, which, hold on, I want to do a couple things at the end of your turn.
yeah,
And Matt's drawing a couple more cards. Like
yeah.
they're both fine. I mean, this turn actually, Connor's going to have some. He's going to get
He can
through
do some
drains
stuff.
of 1, 2, 3, 4. He's getting through drain of 4. Like,
Yeah. Quick update. Things are not looking good for Chris Kelly. Joe sitting
could have
at
played Thrawn.
27. Chris sitting at 20. And Joe is in the middle of a battle right now on his turn. So, yeah, things are not looking the peachiest for Chris Kelly. Will we see a Worlds semifinal rematch between MHT and Joe Olsen?
I mean, it's possible.
Our 2 versus 4 seed. Okay, here we go. Drain at Iriadu for 2. Alter and Don't Tread on Me. Got a Keeping the Empire Out Forever pool. So we are going to see drains on Ralatier. And Matt can still cancel the drain at the North Corridor.
Yep.
So
yeah, I mean, he was gonna get him. He got him for for 5. That'll.
I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at.
There goes Yoxgad. He'll probably lose the Maz he's got in hand if he hasn't lost her already.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her go away, so. Yep, there went the Maz from hand.
Like you called it.
I'm not the best player, but sometimes I can
I don't know. Doing commentary makes
think
me
through what other players are doing.
I like doing commentary because I feel like I get an idea what the players are doing, so then it kind of helps me. But I could be wrong.
Talking through plays is always strong.
Yeah, there goes Ray off
But
the top. Now, I mean, I know we say that drain with the Emperor is going to get canceled, but making Matt lose a force or use a force there is not a terrible idea.
It's a free drain.
Have
like
more
you're
than
gonna
enough force to pay for it.
Yeah, you're gonna make him use it just because you can.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. Oh. All right. That's
Choke
a little spicy.
Vader. I mean, he's got a 4 on the top. So
yeah,
you can choke, get rid of the Jar Jar, but you're not really doing anything else here.
Yeah. And
unless you want to make Matt
get
rid of the Hojix.
I almost think you make Matt get rid of the Hojix.
Yeah.
Or force him to Jar Jar bomb. Well, there's no way he's going to Jar Jar bomb.
No.
Vader, he's got a 4 on top.
Yeah.
I think you just make him get rid of the Hojix if you're Vader.
And then you teleport the Vader from the Executor docking bay back to Ayla.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to decide if you then battle in space right away as well. Like you've got the 6.
I don't like this choke though.
I think the choke is just in case.
Well, now he could fight though with somewhere else if he really wants to.
Yeah.
Like if you want to fight against Matt up in space, you can.
Yep.
Because I mean, you take a card off of sand, and then you're going to get track 6,
which is an 8. Which is actually really good. Like it turns into an 8 because it'll be +3 and then -1.
There you go.
which is actually really good
Yeah.
because that cost him two things.
Yes. And he's gonna. I mean, let's see. The Harksef and
I
Overseer.
still don't love the choke just because I think I would have liked to see him just force
Yeah.
the Hujix out.
Yeah. He got to get rid of the Hujix.
Like, there's no reason not to, but you know what? He's going to alternatives
There's the alternatives. Yeah.
that battle,
Yeah.
which is fine. But
Well, I mean, he's still only losing 3.
yeah, like that's just it. Is he doesn't stop him from. He's still got decree in effect.
Yeah.
You know, like that. Matt needs to.
And you know what? Matt's out 5 minutes and 40 seconds right now.
Yeah, Connor's got a lot more time.
Yeah. Connor's that it's funny. Connor has more time. Matt has more cards. But the decree really changed this game.
Yeah, getting decree in play, and I think it was more Matt not wanting to shut down decree
Yeah.
or not having the ability to shut it down when he
Yeah.
needed to.
Now, Vader has to move here.
Well, and the other thing that choke might have been was a way to stop him from getting Ellers off of sand.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and yep, Phil agrees that he should have just let the battle go through against Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Like
And actually,
Connor's made some
Connor,
plays that feel like they were just suboptimal.
I agree. And
You know,
like you said, he wanted to keep the Elris on there. And then
and
you can't
maybe that
go
was it, but
Elris,
like,
but
I mean that.
getting out the Hojix when your opponent is not retrieving is really good.
Yeah, and yeah, Phil's the only reason, and like, but letting him get that Ellers, like the other side is you almost want him to take that Ellers because then in space
You get free
you're
drains.
starting to draw a
You get
bunch.
all those destinies. Yeah.
You know, like if he takes that Ellers, then you're like, all right, I'll shuttle up Palpatine and
Yep.
ship dock, and oops, now I'm drawing
I
a
do expect to see
bunch.
Connor shuffle up his deck because we know that a 6 is on the top, and you necessarily don't want to lose that 6.
Yeah, he's going to search for Force Lightning here and fail.
Good call. Good call, Garrett.
I've done a lot of failing to find Force Lightning
16
before.
to 10. Again, the biggest thing here is Matt is down to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So Matt
Yep.
has to really play skillfully and kind of quick. But
They went a 6 off the top. Like
yeah,
Connor's got 2 cards in hand, and he must really like them.
I know. I was just thinking that.
Like,
I mean, what those 2 cards are, we don't know.
2 6s off the top as well.
Yeah.
Both his Palpatines. Like, I'm.
I mean, the nice thing for Connor is he's still outdoing damage right now with Matt. Like as the game.
Yeah, because of decree. But because of decree, Connor's actually in a really good spot, and I just can't. Matt's got to have some way to
But I mean, think about
shut
this.
that down.
Connor's sitting at 7. He only has like 3 turns left. Matt is sitting at 16. He has 4 turns left. And there's the celebration.
Celebration. Which would be a lot better if Matt didn't only have 4.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, these are. And there's Lisa, who's just a way to cost him force.
Yeah.
Like Lisa's great for what she is, but like
I mean,
Matt's going to have to start playing real fast.
That's the thing.
Matt he did move it fast, and he might finally be at that point where he knows
he's looking at
all the plays he's going to make. All right, so there he's moving Chewie in front of Palpatine just to force the battle.
Well, yeah, you
force the battle. If you hit him, you actually look at potential overflow. Well, I guess
I
you're not
don't
drawing
like.
battles.
Well, I
They're
don't. I
solo.
mean, you can move Lobot and Cara Dune over,
Yep.
but the Emperor can just shuttle up.
Which is fine. You save yourself the one force for the drain. And I don't think you move anyone else over with Lobot. He's got 5 force and 2 cards in hand. There's no one else he's coming down on you with.
Yeah.
And that turns his drain into 4 if he shuttles Emperor up. And his
Yes.
force retrieval with celebration to 4, which is actually far more valuable. Oh,
Wookiee Strangle. What?
what does that do?
Connor's gonna have to draw Destiny. He's only got 1 card left.
Add
That's the big
ability
thing.
and power. Okay, both players draw Destiny and ability and power, so it's
The big thing is it gets rid of that Destiny, no matter what it is. Now Connor
yeah.
can't fight.
No, he can rescue in the clouds to
Oh,
cancel it.
bye bye Palpatine. Oh, that was
dirty.
brutal. Your token for tonight is Wookiee Strangle. If you're doing a sticker program, that's like at the end of the Champions League, the Wookiee, the sticker program will be ending.
Okay. Okay, so you lost 2 rebel barriers there to the Draenei Radu, one from hand and one from reserve.
I mean, it's grabbed.
Yeah, no, I'm not. It's more just those were the 2 cards. Like the one from hand didn't surprise me at all. The one from reserve was like, oh, that's interesting. Another drain. He lost rescue in the crowds.
Sorry, just
it's a trap.
Yeah, I think this game is unfortunately over.
Rescue. I mean, it's tight. That one hurt, but I don't know that it was that big of a deal.
Well, the reason I'm saying it's over, Matt's about to drain for 4. Connor has 7.
Yeah.
I mean, you can shuttle down somebody from space.
Yeah.
But then
I think Matt's got this by a few.
Yes.
Like the only way Matt doesn't have this is if he spends too much time thinking about something.
Yep. I agree.
So, yeah, that Wookiee Strangle rescue in the clouds was dirty.
It was dirty.
That was fun because I was trying to do math and I'm like, he's down like 3 on the draw. Like that's a gutsy run against Ralops that's basically all high destinies now.
Well, I mean, like the other thing is it got rid of the only card Connor had in his reserve deck, so now he can't fight.
Yeah. But like even as nothing else, like okay, so he moves Vader over there.
Because he had to
shuttle down to San. Yeah. Like,
I mean that shit.
Well, I guess so. That changes the math on the drain now, because now now he's only doing 3.
So Connor will have 4 left.
Gives Connor an extra turn.
Yeah.
And that'd be a rough battle.
Matt gives literally. I mean, Matt doesn't even have to retrieve at this point. That's the thing. Matt can just go drain, 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 pass turn.
And then he eats 5, and he's only got 7, 8 cards left. Like,
but the thing is, Connor.
Yeah.
It's Matt's turn next. So Connor has
just moved,
2 turns left. Matt has.
Yeah, he just moved Tarkin over though too, so now he's only draining for 2.
Okay, that changes everything.
Yeah, like that's actually. Although if he's got another Wookiee Strangle,
I would laugh.
Well, because now the Emperor's shuttle's sitting there, so he's got ability.
Yeah.
They're like battle Wookiee Strangle,
and the Gik is on the.
And
yeah.
I think at that point Connor just says GG,
GG.
but I think he's got a retrieve here. I don't think he's got Wookiee Strangle. No. I think he's got a drain for 2 and retrieve 4.
Yeah.
Like you feel a little bad.
Now he has to retrieve.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's got to retrieve.
The thing about retrieving is, and draining like that, it eats up time.
Yep. So does Connor have an imbalance combo here to
that would be
mess with the 4? Nope. All right, so he's Lee Sub. Lee Sub should get him another card.
Let's say interrupt.
I think he knows that's an interrupt. Yep.
It should be a yep.
Yeah, there's the
I think it's
surface
a
defense.
5. I'm not sure, Charlie. I'll look into it after the stream.
Huh.
The only reason I'll look at it after the stream is I don't really want to mess with it.
All right, so he had 2 characters in hand. Connor did, and he just lost them both because he's only got 4 force left. I mean, I think it's over here. Like,
Yeah.
he'll do 5, which leaves Matt with 7 total, which is still enough to retrieve 4 and do 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Like, he's only doing 1 more for and he just shut off
Yeah.
Decree.
Why not? Why not? Because you're getting a Destiny to power. Yep. Both players aren't getting a Battle Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Matt's sitting at 2.5 minutes, but
he just gave up the.
He can cancel it.
No, he can't. He doesn't have any force.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, it'll cost. It's 1 force.
6.
Like he
so
can afford to do it.
He's going to be down to 6 force.
He's also gives up 1 retrieval with celebration, although I don't think that matters.
Yeah, but now,
yeah, let's see where
back and turned off.
Yeah,
and Connor has no cards in his
hand.
In his hand, so like even if he
Connor's stuck.
Yeah. So I mean, the only way that Connor I can see winning right now is if he can cause time. If he can eat up as much time as he can.
Yeah.
Lee Sub-Serlin and Maz Kanata.
Who's on the wild card? Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's adding a Destiny anywhere with.
There's 2 cards on. Like, there's a card on sale.
Tyrant though.
Charlie.
Yeah. No, it's.
Oh yeah, I know. If he can get rid of the wild card, but there's so much immunity up there right now because Maz is a 5, Lee Sub's what 4.
Lee Sub's a 4. Yeah.
And then you had
like you're drawing at +2 total.
Yeah.
You're drawing at +2 total, which is cute, but like.
Yeah. You would have to. There's no way. He needs an 11. Yeah. I mean, the highest Destiny that he's in his deck is a 6. So.
Yeah.
I just don't. I can't see it.
No, and especially because even if he's got a way to add, he's getting sanded.
Yep. I mean, the only way he could. Yeah, he doesn't have any way to add because he's got no cards in his hand.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could battle with Thrawn here just to.
You could battle with
just to wipe
Harkin.
He's reviewing.
Checks out.
I mean, he might just be doing everything he can to make Matt have to answer and just cost him time on that clock.
Yeah, I think if you battle with
like
Harkin,
I don't love that as a
win con.
As a win condition, like just hey, I'm gonna take a bunch of actions.
I don't either.
Just because I know it'll cost you.
He's up by 21 minutes. He's up by 21 minutes. And I get what you're saying, but when you're up by double digits on your opponent on time.
Yeah. No, he's up by 20 minutes in time. Like,
yeah.
That's
like, I think you fight with Tarkin because you get Destiny, he doesn't.
He gets Destiny at the wild card.
No, Tarkin.
Maz is a pilot.
Tarkin. On the ground.
Oh, yeah, against Kara.
Yeah.
And you fight with Thrawn.
Yeah.
I think you Thrawn to kill Ayla. And you're actually okay if that's just a wipe.
Okay, he takes a card off
Yep.
his hand. He takes the card. I mean, I like that because it gets you another card to
Yeah,
throw
he
away.
just wanted
Yeah.
a card.
Yeah, Matt takes a card off as well. He takes the Elros Madoc off. Draws a 5. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3.
It's plus
So,
3, so it's an 8.
yeah.
Like you were killing
Might be overflow.
Ayla either way there. Probably not. Ayla's
Yeah.
going to be a +1,
Yeah.
and she forfeits for 7.
And you draw
Yeah,
5.
it's which is a 6 because of
Yep.
yeah. There was no way he was overflowing Ayla there.
Yeah.
You're fine with that. I think you're right. You battle with Tarkin, and then I think you move Tarkin in front of Lobot.
You mean, well, no, because Tarkin might die
Yeah, I guess he
to
probably
the
shoots
gun.
Tarkin.
Yeah. You have 2 shots.
Yeah.
Now, you could move Vader in front of uh, Kara,
Farah and move Tarkin
Tarkin
in
in
front
front
of
of
Lobot.
Lobot. That's the good question. Yeah. If he has a path of least resistance, that
Yeah,
would be bad.
he's got 2 cards in hand and 5 cards in deck. If any one of those is a path, this could end poorly.
Yeah.
But I think that's the play.
Yeah. You have to, I mean, even if he doesn't have a path, he could find a path with keeping.
Yep. Yeah, if he has a path.
Hey, Joe. Joe, update on your game, please. Looks like Chris Kelly conceded. So Joe is moving on
Okay.
into the finals.
Congratulations, Joe.
Okay, Desan up.
He lost the Hujix, Phil. He
Yeah.
pitched the Hujix to a drain a couple turns ago. He's got Ellers as one of the cards in hand. I don't know what the other one is.
Okay, so Joe Olson will face the winner of this game right
I don't
here.
know. So Matt activated all of it. I guess this way he can pay 3 to retrieve 3.
Yeah.
Like there's no
So that could
reason
be
not to here, and I think Matt's doing the math as well and just figuring out that he's ahead of him.
yeah,
Ooh,
that's what I'm saying.
okay. There was a
Connor's
reveal
going to be down
somewhere
to
that I
1.
think let him know what that one is. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think there's any way Connor can cost him enough time to
Yeah. And the one card that's left
end it.
is a Destiny 5. Now, the thing is, Connor gets to initiate battles for free.
Yeah, which is fine, but it's not.
It's not.
It's
But
not
again,
going to win him this game.
no.
And again, like he moved Desan up on the Tyrant, that still doesn't actually do anything.
No. Gives you some extra power.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean,
+2 power and some forfeit, but
Solo in
like,
front of the shuttle.
yeah,
Chewie. Yeah, Chewie moves over. That's smart.
yeah, he's going to get drained for about 4, and then that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, just move Kara away from Vader because otherwise you just battle and choke her. And
It's a drain of 5. So, I mean,
one,
yeah, he's
two,
going to be down
three,
to 5.
4, yeah, 5. Well, but he can cancel the 1.
Yeah, he's got the force, so it is a
So
drain of 4.
he'll lose 4. That's
And the thing is, Matt is playing so quick. Like we were talking about that time
yeah,
difference. Yeah, you're right. Like Matt summoned his inner Paul Myers.
yeah. Matt figured out he needed to go quick, but he'd
Yeah.
gotten his engine up and running,
Yeah.
so he did what he needed to do.
Yeah, getting the Cloud City celebration really like late after Connor lost the masterful move, and he never got it back with the swap. Really was what turned this game.
Yeah,
Now
that would have been
earlier,
the other reason to let that battle go through against Jar Jar,
yeah,
is if he could have gotten the swap through.
okay, so
Okay.
Yep, Connor is saying that will do it.
Yeah.
GG.
Connor realized he didn't get a Battle of Destiny up there.
Yeah. So, if you're,
Oddly enough, he actually won that 1-by-1 and
yeah,
didn't
but
matter
he
because
concedes
Connor
because he's going to get
concedes.
drained for just enough.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to Matt Harrison-Trainor. If you're following along with the token program, your token was Wookiee Strangle. But the matchup for the finals are set. It's going to be Jill Olsen versus Matt Harrison-Trainor. Matt Harrison-Trainor is the higher seed, so he'll be able to pick the first match. It is going to be both games, so we will see both players will be playing light side and dark side.
That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah,
I'm, the amount of high level Star Wars that's now being played and able to be spectated is a lot of fun, and the game's in a real good spot right now. Between that and we'll have San Diego coming up in 2 weeks. Going to be interesting. A lot of good Star Wars coming up.
I agree. So, just so everybody knows, on Tuesday we're going to have Chris Jonthal to talk about San Diego on Holo Theater. Once we have the finals schedule set, we'll let everybody know. We'll give these guys a few days to figure out when they want to play. Hopefully, they'll play before San Diego, but I'm crossing my fingers here. But that's all we have for tonight. And if you were paying attention, what's behind me? We almost watched the entire episode movie of Revenge of the Sith. Yeah,
That's
good times, good times. So I think that's all we got for tonight. So thank you, Garrett, for coming on, doing this with me. But
definitely
make sure everybody stays tuned to the forums as well as Twitter to see when the game is going to be scheduled. And that's all we got for tonight.
awesome.
So,
Well, thank you everybody for watching.
yep, take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, may the force be with you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.